All new at 10, a Kauai man learns his fate for a deadly shooting that led to a manhunt.
Our Ben Gutierrez spoke to the victim's sister, who says his killer is a coward. Ben.
Chris Santos was the subject of a 10-day manhunt after the fatal shooting in Koloa in 2023, putting the victim's family and the rest of Kauai on edge until he was finally captured. Chris Santos was originally charged with second-degree murder in the shooting death of 28-year-old Keith Silver Lockrow in September 2023. But in a deal with prosecutors, Santos pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of manslaughter with a 20-year term.
There's nothing that would ever be enough for his sentencing because it will never bring my brother back.
Silva Lacrose's sister says Santos showed no remorse at his sentencing, but she's glad it's done. After the shooting 2 years ago, Santos was tracked by more than 100 Kauai police officers, deputy U.S. Marshals, and FBI agents. They knew he had 5 prior felony convictions and a history of eluding capture. Santos was finally taken into custody in Kekaha in a stolen Jeep with 2 rifles, and authorities shot him once as he tried to flee by driving toward officers.
His actions was cowardly. He was a coward to do what he did to my brother, and that he murdered my only brother.
Santos also pleaded guilty to first-degree attempted assault on a law enforcement officer, first-degree assault, and firearms charges. Kauai County Prosecutor Rebecca Leakey said in a statement that the plea agreement was reached after extensive analysis and several conversations with those affected by the incident, and that it was appropriate and provided a measure of closure to survivors and loved ones.
I don't like to backseat drive cases where I'm not too familiar with the facts, but I am surprised by this plea agreement.
Attorney Megan Cow says a plea agreement is often reached to avoid the uncertainty of a trial and saves victims from having to relive the crime by testifying. However, she notes that Santos's prior record and his attempts to evade capture would normally lead to a longer sentence.
I'm speculating that there must have been something wrong, meaning that there was either an issue with evidence or a witness, and that's why the government offered this plea agreement.
Silva Lacrose's sister believes that may be the case, especially for those who may have helped Santos try to escape the law.
I feel that everybody that was involved should have some kind of sentence to face or some kind of justice, but I don't know. I guess they all have the criminal lifestyle and nobody will talk.
Santos also received 10 years each for first-degree assault and the 2 firearms charges, along with a 5-year term for attempted assault on a law enforcement officer. They will be served concurrently with a manslaughter sentence. Ben Gutierrez, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you very much, Ben.